Hello, PJTV fans. I'm Andrew Clavin, and my co-host doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he gets falling down drunk. It's Bill Whittle.
You know what I hate about you sons of bitches?
He's the most interesting man alive. Bill, your question today comes from Jeff Ding.
Okay.
If energy was limitless, would we really have a golden future? And he goes on and says, I seem to remember we would all be brain surgeons if information was freely available.
It's an interesting way to combine the two. I'll start with the second half first, because I agree with that. I made the argument not too long ago that the internet is living proof that progressives are wrong about people. The progressive argument is always, we need more computers, we need more access, we need more money, we need more this, we need more that. And Nancy Reid, when she's passing Obamacare, says, see, if you're not tied to your job because of your insurance, you can go off and become a famous artist or a magnificent world-renowned sculptor, or whatever the case may be, right? You won't be stuck in this drudgery of a job. Well, you can have any education you want online for free now. It's absolutely free. You want to become a plumber, you want to get a PhD, you want to get a master's degree, you can get it online essentially for free. And the fact that people use the internet for porn and gaming is an indication that people are not made out of the self-starters that the left wants to tell you are these perfect beings that are only suppressed by the external forces of nature that need to be eliminated by throwing money at them until they surrender. So that whole argument about the nature of people is false. However, energy is the blood of civilization. And when I hear these children, these grown children saying things like, America's addicted to oil. You're addicted to oxygen, you miserable douche. You know, why don't you give up some oxygen then if you want to show me how strong you are mentally? Energy is civilization. Energy is what makes civilization go. And it's not just the frilly stuff like your TV and your internet. Energy is the ability to have a washing machine do your wash instead of having to carry this stuff on your head for 14 miles down to the river, pound it against the rocks, right, and bring it back up and hang it on a line. It's civilization. It allows all kinds of freedom, not just the freedom to not have to do the laundry, but the freedom that means that while the laundry is doing its thing, you can read a book or you can do something else. It's the lifeblood of civilization. And the future I grew up in terms of the GE Carousel of Progress or the Futurama exhibit at the 1964 World's Fair said, yeah, so we live in the desert. That's not going to be a problem. We're going to have nuclear power plants. There's plenty of water in the Pacific. We're just going to suck it in a giant pump, and we're going to desalinate it on location, and we're going to grow rice and cotton in the middle of the American Southwest.
This is the thing.
What happened?
Energy is limitless. That's the thing.
It is limitless.
This is the insane thing, you know. Dinosaur bones, dinosaur fossils, whatever they make oil out of, it's not natural energy. We make it energy. People with their brains turn it into energy. When that runs out, if that runs out, they'll turn something else into energy. They'll go to asteroids and mine them for energy. There's no danger of running out of energy. We have limitless energy. And as you say, it's not going to make any kind of more golden or less golden future than we're going to have, because human nature is what it is. And people, as you say, are going to watch porn and play games and do all that crazy stuff, and they'll also do brilliant stuff like cure cancer and go to the stars. We're going to do all that stuff. We can do all that stuff. This pinched, small, restricted, conservationist attitude toward our resources is the only thing keeping us back from whatever future is available to us. We should be gobbling that stuff down. We should be using everything we can. And should we, protect the environment? Absolutely. We could with more nuclear energy. We could do all that stuff. But it's this small idea that everything's on the brink of extinction.
Yeah.
Everything is about to fall apart.
Dying.
The Earth is dying. The sacred Earth. The Earth is just a rock. We'll go to another rock. We've done this stuff forever. When Europe ran out, we came to America. When America runs out, we'll go to the stars. I just cannot stand this small attitude. It's exactly what I found so constricting about living in Europe, was this thing that everything had to be preserved and saved. And you start to say, like, you know what? Not every old building is worth saving. Build a new one, build a better one.
Yeah, and because I completely agree. And it's not like we're soiling this campsite. This country is much cleaner than it was 40 years ago. Yeah. There's more forest than there were when the white man came to America today. There's more deer than there's ever been in this country.
Because of technology.
Yes. And there now is apparently 3 to 5 trillion barrels of oil underneath the feet of the continental United States. I guess that includes Alaska as well, actually. But underneath American soil is 5 trillion barrels of oil, which is enough oil at our current consumption to last us for 100 100 years, that's more oil than was available in 1840 when they first stuck something into the ground in Pennsylvania and something came out. And the final thing I'll say about this energy thing was, if there was no such thing as oil, and I were to come up to you and you're just somebody sitting in a thatched hut someplace, I said, guess what? There's an energy source that's not only easily transportable, we can put it into a basket or a barrel or a jar and move it around. We can push it through a pipeline, but there's so much energy stored in this little tiny little area that you'll be able to go through the air 8 miles high at 600 miles an hour, and you and hundreds of people will be able to do this all the time. And they'll say, well, where does it come from? Where do we have to go to get it? It's right underneath our feet.
Yeah.
We have to stick a hole, just have to put a little iron pipe in the ground, and it comes right out. How much is there? More than we could ever use. It'd be the greatest argument for the existence of a loving God that you could make to these savages, right? Is this idea that somehow, here it is, here it's been, here it will be, and it is the essence of the progressive left to destroy this idea, because the reason there's so much internet porn and internet gaming is because exactly what you said, they have spiritually pinched off that sense of adventure, that sense of discovery, that sense of fun. It's gone. We should be on the asteroids and the moon, banging these nuclear physicists, super hot chicks who have multiple PhDs and look great in spacesuits. You know what I mean? And we should have our ray guns to defend us against these tentacle monsters, because that's what it's all about, baby.
And this whole thing that, the oil will be gone in 100 years. 100 years ago it was 1915. Look at the difference. 100 years from now we'll just be like little beams of light. We'll go anywhere we want. It's a failure of the left's imagination. That's all we have time for today. Let us know what answers you'd like. Just leave them below and we'll sweep them up and recycle them. For Phil Whittle and PJTV, I'm Andrew Klavan. Thanks for watching. Bzz.